It's always lovely to see you. But it's an honor for me. I don't know if it's an honor for you. You could tell me later. You could tell me later. But it's also an honor to come to the Underworld showroom. There are several people in this company called Jesus. I think there are three. I was told earlier. The CEO, the leader is also called Jesus. Big Jesus. Unfortunately, he's not here, but I'm sure he would have something to contribute to the conversation.
Solving something somewhere.
Yeah, he's here, there, and everywhere. As Alejandro said, Patricia doesn't really need an introduction. At the size of the crowd, you always draw a crowd. The size of the crowd is testament to the eternal fascination, I think, of your work, because you're a real designer's designer. You see the bigger picture. You think about beyond form, beyond color. You think about materiality. You think about the life cycle of a product. But I mean, it is Milan. People look for new things, newness in Milan. Maybe that's good, maybe that's bad. It seems to be a bit of a fetish. So maybe we start with a completely new product family, which is behind us, Patine. Um, Patricia, tell us about that.
Bueno, hello everybody. Allora, yes, we begin by Patin. Patin, you see this, no, I love all of you. Stop it. I think we have to show it. See, it's just, each year we do a conversation. We say what could be a typology, we can work on it. And then after we did some researches through by plastic and polymers, thermopolymers, we said, let me come back to wood, because I always love to, each 1, 2 years, to come back to wood, because I think it's something that is a so comfortable path with them. Then we just, they were saying, no, but we needed an armchair, we need something very comfortable. So, well, comfortable, I do comfortable in the seat, but I go through wood under. And the name is Patin. Patin in Espanol is the slitta, how do you say
The sledge.
the sledge, capito? And we said, let's go through this circular element, which is under, as you see here, and
the
then
base.
let's go with this little connection between and this crossover between him and the lateral side, and all these two elements were the project. We didn't need even anything in the top. When you use it, I would like then to put it under and in the floor, and then people can try and will see it's perfectly working. And I like this contrast between what is a very severe way to work in a very, I think, essential way, the wood, and then to add this seat, which is padded and nice combination. Obviously, it's a family. It's gonna come a family from this beautiful.
I mean, it's a fascinating typology.
Yeah,
I mean, I love the contrast between the seat element.
See, I like it.
Not only in terms of its form, but its actual its materiality. And the base, and it looks like it's just resting. It's.
See, it's just that at the end, design is an intuition, a conversation, and a process. No, then I like a lot because when Sergio was with us in the studio and with Jesus, and we just said, why don't we simplify this frame, and we do this, and we keep this seat that Jesus needed, no? Because, in reality, we were ending this family of bolete, no? Which is the bolete with bioplastic structure, and they are quite big injections for being in bioplastic. Then we were a bit exhausted of making everything look simple, but was complex, even for them as production, is because coming back, a very essential piece in wood was a beautiful passage. And when we were ending, bolete, we had the low chair, no, the loungy chair, and we did then the chair the last year, and this year we have the armchair. And they were very happy about the way it's a large armchair, and they said we need a lot for all the spaces we are working. Then we should like to go on with another typology, which is always nearby, and then from this smooth material for sitting to a severe structure in wood.
Tell us a bit about this biothermopolymer, because
Sí.
I think maybe you know, maybe you don't know. This is a proprietary material developed by Andrew World, but with you, right?
Sí, bueno, it was, I began working in wood with the company, and after one collection, they asked me, please, can you help us to solve a project in plastic? And so I said, okay, let us go through that. But we had a lot of conversations, said we have to move to a recycled plastic. Then they did it and said, if you want the lounge, I need, for Nuez, I need that we move to bioplastic. And these conversations are beautiful when the companies, they get a culture which is not only about, getting manifestos, ideas that you cannot move them and they kind of have to be perfect. I like when it's a company like Andrew World that for them producing pieces is like we can really go always over the same product of the family and getting something better.
An iteration.
Yes, it's, the process always you have to stop it to get a product, but I think many years said to me, a lot of people, designers have to know when to stop, no? Being upset with a project. And I always said, yes, yes. And then when we do the project and when we present something, I stop my obsession, which is absolutely not real. And now being, for example, a director in other companies and working in Italian and being in all this system, what I grow up is in the idea that you have to take care from all the masters of other designers and they have to go, they don't have to live in the present. They have to live in the future. Then sometimes you need to look at them and help them to get a new, for example, technique or adapt them. Then the obsession is still there. It's fantastic. Then in my project, even more, then I began to say, well, the product is done, but now the lounge is going to be in bioplastic. And then as this is in bioplastic, we are going to change that one in that way. And the padding that was always with new material, now is going to be regenerated. Then, this, and now they don't look at me and say, we just did the images. Then I think now the conversation of renovating continuously our conversation with our products and our extensions is coming more natural and more cyclic. And that, I think, is the new culture. That is, for me, the new sustainability. I'm happy, but I inquire my trouser and I say, perhaps I didn't think the day I bought it how it's done, and I have to know more about. And if I feel there is something is not working, I have to change it, but not in a bad way. To grow on, capito? And then we put it in another come se dice, a market of anything which is not working. Find a way that can go in another way. So there are a lot of passages in our life, in the way we eat, the way we live, that we have to renovate continuously. We do it. Then let's do conversation with the companies, always very open to process. That is what it is.
And do you find it easy or difficult to find manufacturing partners who can think in this way, who are brave enough to be like this, who are...
I think the culture is changing. It's a cultural question. Before you had to do a marketing around a product, and when things were done, even that is the fabric, that is. And now I say no. It's something that has to cross the company, and we have always inquired what we do, and then to make people understand that we inquire ourselves every day. What about what we are doing? Then perhaps something we are happy and or we are not enough and we are changing. That means the company is alive. Then I'm a lucky girl. I'm speaking with companies very nice. Today we are in Andrew World, and veramente the path we did with Andrew World has been impressionante. It was really, when I saw that they went with they came with the more than one big machines where they create the biomaterial, and they arrived to Valencia too, no? I said, we need to do now una granja, how to say, a farm. We need a farm and grow materials because we are ready. I was seeing already seeds, about everything, and I think perhaps this is going to happen.
Yeah.
I think why not?
Yeah.
No, we are in a world that all of us want to change the knowledge about what is surrounding us, and then we want to grow through that, and then it's a much better way to think things. No, it's much more human, like
Absolutely.
much more correct.
Absolutely. I love the idea of your products as part of a kind of open-ended program, as a system, but also as kind of as carriers, as vehicles of knowledge, of new ways of doing things.
For example, the seat we are now, the chair, the name is Nina, and comes from meninas, the little figures in the Velázquez painting, and the hair, I always have this Spanish image that comes in my mind, and we were making fun because it's the back of the chair, and this chair could be with a lot of foam, which has not. It could be with a lot of material, which is like this, but it's not true, because if you see here, it comes out, the mold, but the mold goes inside and comes till here, and is part of this, more than half of the seed. Then is the void and inside. Then what means, because the mold was big, in this case we couldn't go to bioplastic by the moment, because the machines for bioplastic and the injections are complex. Then we went for a regenerated, come possiamo dire, un recycle, no, I love you. I love that they say to me the two things. No, I'm just saying la tecnica, che es una rotomolding. No, I was searching for that. It's a kind of technique, the rotomolding, which I worked for many years for products for outdoor, for many things, and it's a little bit rough, but it's done with a recycled material. Then, in any case, when the molds are very big, we work in a way when we can arrive to an injection, we go for the seed. It's all, and possibly in the next future, they have the machine to move to those large situations in bio. But yeah, I think the important thing is we have to grow and to know a lot of those things, and we have to want them, and to ask and to inquire and to discuss, and with anything we have. And the jeans I'm using, jeans is a long parcours, it's a fantastic argument, and we used a lot of it. At a certain moment we don't know which is the right one, which is the way we have to have it. So a lot of arguments,
And I think it's also about finding, I think in order for us to move forward, we need to find the right experts to work with. It's about finding the right partnerships. It's 15 years now since you started working with Andra World.
And if you see, working with more biomaterials, we would need to have experts about smell, because biomaterials are alive. And that could be another argument, so interesting, to enlarge the conversation from engineers to philosophers to bio researchers. I was, for example, in Biennale this year doing an exhibition, participating to the Biennale with a team with so fantastic people. They were historic of architecture, but there was a microbiologist, and we were doing those conversations during the year about the project. And he was always saying to us things that we were saying, yes, but we were going to bed and saying, how can we interpret it? Because there really was another point of view, and then was not interested. At the end, he came, at the end of the project from America, and he was happy with the project. I was because really, he really had another point of view, and was an honor to have conversation with, to be in a project that needed a conversation with this kind of person.
And what do you think that, with Andra World? Do you, with that great team, the great know-how they have, what's that relationship like? Really, do you argue much? Is there tension?
I argue always a lot. But I don't have to say. No, I can say. No, but I argue always for something I believe. I'm a big believer. I'm a big believer. And obviously, my poetic, I'm not so interested in formal research in this period. I think material matters. In a period of virtual, we are learning to live in our domestic landscape and we don't know anymore which is domestic landscape, because if I'm speaking with my love here, I am in a domestic more, or if I'm in home working with you, so that you are in the other side of the world, is not so domestic. Then the domestic landscape became something very enlarged, but the virtual side is part of the real. It's not elsewhere, It's not always a metaverse thing, and I think it's much more interesting how many other sides of our sensibility they have to grow, not only the physical one. Then who works in the physical extensions need to become very open and very sensitive. I think I like those products that you don't know well if they are thought for an industria or for a gallery, because you don't know. There is something which is not so clear. It's perhaps that is in this side in between, the form and function, which is our education, not mine, from all of us. We come from this word of functionalism, which is so logical and so forth. But function is complex. Materials are changing. Then perhaps we need to make them, put them. For example, I think in Bolette. Bolette is like this, because I want that when you see the chairs, but what is new argument, then what about the materials? If I do it very traditional and severe and rationalist, you don't even think about that we are using a bioplastic, then
For example,
it's part of the conversation. No?
If we think about, with Bolette, if we think about form and we think about materials, if that armchair that was made of different materials, it wouldn't necessarily have the same form. It's not that there's this
it could
kind of
be very traditional in the way, but I wanted that already she was a little bit a manifest of there is something changing in the company. There is nothing in that way. Then that organic energy that has is a little bit una pecora, like a little sheep. Something's not working or is not into the research that normally the company did. It's a little bit of provocation to make people say yes, because we are working with that bioplastic. Then we need to make people understand that if you put this in your home, perhaps you need to get into that. No, in this case, for me, it's coming back to a classical way of doing injunctions and no more, no less than what you need.
I mean, what I love about your work is that you push the aesthetic boundaries as well. But this is not. We shouldn't take this for granted. This doesn't happen all the time. It doesn't happen a lot. And you do this, and you've always done this. Where, when I see new products of yours, not just Sandra, sometimes I have to look at them twice. Because the brain is trained to first of all try and categorize it, try and give it place it within a certain typology, and that's not always possible. And this is what
more tricky.
Yes, it is, and this is what I love. And also with Patine, I think that there's a little bit of that as well. Where first of all I thought, what is this typology? How would I describe this? And this is something really rare and really precious, I think.
Oh, thank you. No, so me, I think it's. So I think I'm always looking the work of other fantastic people, and I always try to. Obviously, each project is a word. Then you need to, and then I like, because the other day there was someone saying to me, a person very that I respect a lot. No, but you are a designer. Saying, no. I think what is good in you now in this moment is your this research on tapestries and new things, and that is your. And I said very well that they associate me to that, because I believe a lot that we really need to change that kind of attitude. Then each one takes from you something that you communicate to that person, and the important thing is. What you are doing is a very honest conversation with the company. And Sergio is here, and there is part of my team, and we really have even many times by video, by call, phone, and so sending drawings. But how many things are into just a sample piece like this? No, it's no, so, but I want to start to say something. What was for you?
Yeah, come and get the microphone.
The Munich Bus. Munich Bus, the city is for two and for the pet and for everything. Come here, come with us. How was this, for example, this?
No, the process, I
Process.
think the process is really intense, is really active, is creative, is back and forth all the time, and is we are sharing ideas and we are trying to shape these ideas into products. And actually, every single product is different. There is not a fixed rule, and actually is something that really is unique. I think it's the way
But-
working with Patricia really is.
You remember that Jesus, when we sent this drawing, said, lovely, but we will need that you work a little bit more to give more value to the wood.
And
I
what,
said,
and what would your response
Then
be?
I said, no. Obviously, that project is like this. You remember?
That's
You
Spanish
remember?
Italian
It's,
for
it's,
no.
because, it's true because
We are-
we know what we want also,
Ah.
and we share with Patricia clearly what we want, what we expect, and then it's like this
and I
deal,
say, no,
and we work
no.
four hands.
And then he said, no, I like it a lot, the prototype. Then, it was interesting, the conversation for this product.
Yeah, it's true. You need like different iterations and different work and work. Never the first idea, the first product never is perfect. You need to work.
Sure. And Patricia, do you find it hard to stop? So you're in the process, you're in the iterative process. You said, okay, when you become creative director here and there, it became easy to understand that at some point you do have to kind of commit yourself. Do you
No, but in a project or in...
in product design, in product development?
No, I didn't understand well. If I think I have to stop...
Oh, sorry, I mean,
perhaps I don't understand well.
Stop when you're
Because
developing.
I ask myself a lot this.
When you're developing a new product, for example.
When you
and-
want to stop, it's very easy that. The problem is that you don't stop. You stop and you do that stone in the landscape. But if you really believe in design, you know that this project has some limits, you got some goals, but there is something, for me, ideas in the time we are living, I only like manifestos that they are open to be progressive.
Right.
I am not into this idea of
So no
timeless.
no
The
close
timeless
ended.
for me is a word that if you say it, I say I protect myself from timeless. It's not. We need to do projects that they are into this progressive knowledge that we are finally beginning to understand. What about not only the process of things, but how we dismantle, each product has to have really a lot of questions, and we have to share with the person which is using it.
Yeah, yeah.
Then it's never ending.
And the conversation about also techniques, technology, production, everything is not only. She's very concerned about how we are building things, how we make the things, and every single factor in the aspect in the product is important for her, and she is conveying us this concern as well.
It's-
For example, here there is Francesco with the stripy shirt, which is comunque one of the designers in the studio that he was directly in this product. I want to say something. Can you think? He's a singer too. Fantastic.
Oh, you can.
Yeah. He's not
No,
gonna-
I'm not.
Not
You can
today.
use, you can use
Not
the medium
today.
of song to
Come.
deliver your
Come.
message.
So it was
We
really
worked for a long
exciting
time.
to develop this project together and to blend different languages, and that we are always, let's say, contaminating the shapes and the materials together and crossing between the different, let's say, environments. So it's the lab part, the office part, and then they get along together and can jump from one another. Like this is a chair, but you wouldn't expect like an office chair with the wheels shaped in this way. But with Danwood and Patricia, you have the courage and the strength to do something like this. Because the company is believing in something like this, and Patricia can push the boundaries of, let's say, a traditional shape into something that we haven't seen before. And so also in this case, you have something really strong, really simple, and it's the legs with the wood in a way that can be worked only by a company like Andrew World. And then you have the softness you have the touch that is really something that is typical of research design.
From us, because we work for a long time together, Capito. Yeah.
What-
So,
Sorry?
Bueno, a ver.
What's the name of his group?
Say,
Go
Capito.
on, give us a plug.
The name of the band, it's Primitive Mule, like a cocktail, but the primitive version.
Oh, great. Wow.
You can find it on Spotify.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of streaming tonight.
Yes, echo.
Well, guys, we talked a bit about, and I completely agree with you. I have an allergic reaction to the word timeless when it's applied to design, because everything is created within a context, and that's right. And it's right that it should be, because I think our material world reflects who we are and what we think and what we believe in a particular moment. But this, unfortunately, this conversation is not never-ending. So we've come to the end because time is the enemy.
Yeah.
Patricia, a very, very big thank you to you. It's always a real pleasure and honor to hear you speak. Really, you're fascinating. Thank you so much.
Thank you.